How are you doing today?
Well, it's sunny, isn't it? So,
it's quite nice. It's nice, yeah.
you know, spring is around the corner.
Yeah.
That's got to be my second favourite season. That one. That's gets the silver medal. Still going to be rubbish for a bit, obviously, because like Prince said, sometimes it snows in April. You feel very unlucky if it does. You know, if it's like the 3rd of April and it's snowing, you're like, I mean, unless March has been really nice.
Yeah.
But even so, it feels like you're being cheated.
Yeah.
But we're heading there.
Yeah, I watched your video with Troy, wonderful Troy.
Yeah.
And I think you said that in our meeting I was angry and I brought the mood down.
Why?
Lovely Troy actually suggested that it was the lighting that made it feel a bit gloomy. But you know, I do take on board that I came across a bit crabby. So I'm coming at this with a positive attitude. I think I was just a bit self-conscious for being filmed for the first time, okay? Because we know that that's not my job, okay?
No.
But also, I hope you understand that this relationship we have is a little bit of tough love.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've got to be tough with you.
Well, I've got to be tough with you, Andrew.
Yeah. Okay.
But yes, I'm here with a positive attitude. I've been watching the videos; they're great. Although I have just had a horrible tube journey, so it's sort of on a knife's edge. But
listen, I pay my taxes, and I am disgusted to hear about how difficult that journey was. I expect the best, you know.
Yeah, me too. But you know, it's just par for the course in London, isn't it?
Is it? No. So I mean, you know, if you can, I would say if you really could get like a private jet, but maybe a helicopter.
That would be pretty iconic, yeah. One entrance, Joanne appears by a helicopter. Is there a pad here?
The road's pretty wide. That'll show them.
Yeah, it'd be great to appear now. Pop all those balloons.
Now, Troy's leg was better.
Yeah.
Well, that's what he said to me anyway. I think he was trying to sell the idea, you know, of like, oh, do some crazy stuff on TikTok because my leg isn't badly hurt.
Yeah.
I don't know what pain he feels inside, you know, for real, but he was putting on a brave face. He didn't do any limping.
Yeah, he looks great. He looks better than usual from what I remember. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, no, I mean, I'm pretty neutral about that. I mean, it didn't really excite me or underwhelm, but certainly he was on form. He's a very friendly guy, very positive.
Yeah.
And so you may have seen, because you know we were kind of cracking on with it, this Q&A thing. So that was his idea.
Yes, I did watch the Q&A, and I think that it's good. But I think that what would be better is if it was a bit snappier. Your answer to the first Your answer to the first question was nearly 2 minutes long. Your answer to the second question was over 6 minutes long.
Was it?
It was. And I understand that you've got a lot to say, but I think that, you know, as Troy was saying, 60 seconds is the best kind of time. I think 10 to 15 seconds, that's the average TikTok time length, for example. I know we're on YouTube, different medium, but something around that would be better.
Well, I think we're dealing with the attention spans of the audience, and I'm just trying to get my head around how sort of terrible they are at, you know, kind of sticking to anything.
Yeah.
I'm finding it seeping into my psyche, whereby, you know, I'm reading a news story on my phone. I don't get the paper anymore, so that's progress. And so I'm kind of, and I never read the whole story anymore. I just read like the headline, like the first 4 lines. I go, oh, well, it turns out they're dead. Why? Doesn't matter, because there's another thing to kind of drag your attention away. It's like a disease that's infecting the minds of everybody. And if it's affecting my mind, then God knows what it's doing to others. You know, I think 6 minutes in the 1950s, you could talk for 6 minutes about something, and they would say, "That's not long enough."
Yeah.
So that's how they spoke then.
Yeah.
And but nowadays, it's like you're saying to me, 15, 20 seconds is a sin. It's tragic.
It is tragic, but you know, so is global warming. So is many things, terrorism, things that are happening right now.
What do you know something I don't? I mean, I thought there was. Is there something happening right now?
Other than Ant and Dec filming outside, which in its way is an act
It's a
of
form
terrorism.
of terrorism. Yeah, I can't do anything.
Although on that, I mean, just an idea, just blue skying it. Would that not be a way of boosting the channel if you were to just pop out now and get a video with Ant and Dec?
Well, if they're available, but I've heard stories that it's very hard when the cameras aren't on to get them in the same room.
Really?
So
You're insinuating
you
they're the
would
same
be
person?
like, again, I mean, you're kind of. I'd have to come up with 2 videos, so I'd have to go up to. I'd probably go to Dec first, and I'd say,
he seems nicer. Ant's really gone through it.
Oh, I had a different perspective. I thought that Ant was nicer, and I like to get difficult things out of the way first.
Okay.
So, like when I'm eating Sunday lunch, I always eat the peas first.
Yeah,
It's not really a big fan
I do
of
that.
it.
I save the best to last. Yeah.
Exactly. So, yeah, I was thinking of it the other way around. So I'd get, kind of get through Dec. Hi, it's me. He'd go, oh, hi, Andrew. What are you up to? And that would be the video essentially. Then I go and find Ant and probably have a more pleasurable time. I mean, Dec would be nice to me because it just makes sense, doesn't it? It's just good business. But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of people milling around, and it's not my thing. They were letting off fireworks last night all over the main show, and I have to say, there's no time for that. It's not that kind of celebration. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as we established last time we met on New Year's Eve, you don't really have time for anything fun.
That would have made sense. I mean, if there'd been fireworks when we were doing that, then I'd go, oh well, I'm not happy about this. But it is New Year's Eve. I mean, you've got to take a kick in the pants every now and again. You don't want to get kicked in the pants at the wrong time. Mm-hmm.
Great. Okay. Well, just as an option then, if I see them as I'm going out, I'll see if I can hook up some meeting.
Send them up.
Send them up. Yeah.
Yeah, it won't take long.
Okay. Brilliant. So for the Q&A, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
And I think just keep it snappier. I know you don't like it. I know I keep saying the same thing, but it's got to be. Let's try something. Try and answer in 10 to 15 seconds. What did you have for breakfast this morning?
I had strawberry yogurt. That was it. Yeah,
great.
That was really fast,
great. That was really good.
That was like 3 seconds. There's not a lot to say about strawberry yogurt, really.
Well, you don't need to. You don't need to find anything. And then
it
would go to the next one, and then it would be like, who are your film inspirations?
Who are my film inspirations? Probably. What film do I like? Oh, we were doing the thing on Network. Sidney Lumet Network. I liked that, yeah, because there was this woman, and she bothered me in a bar, and she was like, oh, do you really understand what good satire is, though? Do you really know what it is? And I was like, listen, I don't know why you've approached me to talk about satire. She recognised me. I was just trying to have a quiet drink. Nice stools, which we talked about.
So this is where you're losing people.
You're counting that in the 15 seconds?
Oh, it's long gone.
But I thought... Wouldn't you cut after Sidney Lumet?
See the story as going down a path. Do not take any of those side routes. There was a woman. We talked about a stool. No one cares. Okay?
But wasn't...
We do not need that context.
So what should I have done? What should I have done? So I said Network, Sidney Lumet.
Done.
But that's just,
I didn't ask you why, did I? I said, what are your film inspirations?
What are my film... Well, again, and I kind of did who. I mean, what are my film inspirations is almost a really different thing. Kind of like, a summer meadow could be a film inspiration, couldn't it? And, the smile of a beautiful woman. Children playing in the park.
Nice.
And then if you wanted to get really violent, you could say like, automatic rifles, firing into like bodies, splashes of blood.
Yeah, that sounds great.
So you can, there's lots.
Yeah.
I mean, but I'd have to pick one, and that's very difficult.
Yeah, well, just make your choice.
I'm very sort of genre powered. I'm like the spectrum of genres. Yeah. So you've got nice things that I can do. I can make family oriented stuff, which we did. Remember, because if people watched the Winding World of Wendy Winchester when she was stuck in that spider's web, so that's for kids, and then you've got like terrible violence.
Right.
So I can go all the way there. And although that sounded violent, the kids thing, and a throat was cut, it wasn't violent in the same way. Okay?
Okay. So I think you just need to block all of this cerebral thinking and just go with your instincts, okay?
It's difficult. It's difficult because there's just... I've never been in someone else's head, okay? God knows I've tried, and other people try. But my fear is, and my contention to you would be, not a lot is going on in comparison to my head, where lots of things are going on. You see, my ability to talk for a long time on a specific subject, be it laser guided as you would want, or kind of tangential like a beautiful tree, would appear to be a skill that few possess. And why can't that be a selling point?
Because I'm not sure whether the medium you've chosen appeals to people who are into that kind of thing. You know, you've chosen YouTube, you need to adapt to what's working and what's trending on YouTube, okay? If you want to do that, try a Radio 4 program.
Do Radio 4 on YouTube, or don't do Radio 4 on YouTube.
Just pick a different medium. If you want to talk in this tangential way, try and get a show on Radio 4.
I don't think Radio 4 has a future.
Right. So then, in order,
are we agreeing
to? You don't think Radio 4 has a future?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not agreeing. I'm just saying that if you think
No.
that,
I mean, are we agreeing that Radio 4 doesn't have a future, so I should be doing quicker things?
Yes.
Right. It's tricky. It's it's something I'm going to have to work on. As ever, I'm very open to change. Yeah, changez-vous, as the French would say. I am open to it. Changer abierto. That's Spanish. Pyreneesian, Andorran. So, with that in mind, I'm open to it, but there is, I will contend, a long-form style which is much admired.
Yeah, I mean, sort of Actors Round Table, for example, is something
That's what we try to
that
do.
form. But even then, you've kind of got a good balance between lots of different people. They're all quite well known. People have seen the films that they're in, so they're talking about that, referencing that. Whereas I think what you do is mostly lesser known people, which is fine, still interesting, and you tend to dominate. So it's more of finding a balance, okay?
I'm very dominant.
But also for the Q&A, completely different format, okay? It's not a sort of discussion format, it's a Q&A, it needs to be snappy.
What do you think about this? I think that, what do you think about this? There could be 100 questions.
Yeah, exactly.
100 questions.
That's interesting.
What would you do?
Keeps you on your toes.
How would you get to York on the motorway? M1, M18?
Yeah, that's quite cool, yeah. And then maybe some cool graphics, bit of music, little TikTok
Like a
dance. Do you know what I mean?
Like a map of the
Yeah,
Google Maps?
yeah, sure, why not? We're cooking now. It's
Okay.
good. Do you not feel excited
So
by
you
this?
could do that. Well, I mean, as excited as I can be.
Yeah, this sounds great.
What do you think about nuclear power as a solution to climate change? I think it's a good idea.
Sure, I mean...
But would somebody never want to interrogate that? I mean, this is what concerns
Yeah, I mean,
me.
I was thinking more questions like, Zac Efron or Leonardo DiCaprio. Or, bus or tube. Or afternoon tea or bottomless brunch. Things like this, okay? They don't all have to be options, but things that are more like on the pulse that people are just, interested
But the only thing I would say about bottomless brunch is when does it start?
Right, so if you don't know, then just say afternoon tea.
Oh, but that you can't do that because it has to be two things that you know about. Bottomless brunch, you see, if you get there at just before 12 and you're there for 2 hours, because it's bottomless, that's lunch, isn't it?
And again, this is where you're losing people. Again, if you want to have a long-form discussion about bottomless brunch, do that.
I think
but
I could.
Title it.
I think I
title
could.
it long form. Okay.
I think I
If you're
could.
going to do a Q&A,
Oh, you put long
keep
form
it
on
snappy.
everything. What about like a hashtag? Long form.
You could do if you want.
Long, no messing. Because they have shorts. They go hashtag shorts.
Yeah.
Hashtag longs.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's kind of a given in the length of the video. It's like 25 minutes. This is not,
but even
this is not gonna be-
within your shorts, I've seen your short videos, there's still quite a lot of rambling. So I think that rebrand the shorts as being like dung dung dung.
Now,
Heavy edits.
yeah, okay. Well, I mean, there's much to consider there, but I think I want to get back to what you said a little bit about my dominance over the people that do come here. I'm sure we've been doing this for the best part of a year now. Now they are nice people, they are triers, and I was told as a youngster that God loves a trier. I see no evidence for it. Perseverance, though, is to be respected. They come here and they try, but they're not very interesting people.
What I will say, Andrew, is have you ever tried to get to know them? You just hire them to do these things. Have you ever asked about their lives? What got them into acting? Where they live?
I know where a couple of them live because they're always complaining about the tube and the bus, and they go, "Oh, I had to get here from Balham," and you're like, "Oh, right, okay." They live in Balham. One of them, I couldn't tell you which one, but certainly one of them does.
Right.
And they're like, "Oh, I live in Balham."
Because you've been working with these people some of them for what?
Well, about a year. Yeah.
A year.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it might be worth getting to know them. It might make the videos a bit better because maybe they feel like you don't care about their lives, and that does not really stir creativity.
It would. You see, this is the difficulty, and this is where I don't want to get into. I have my thing about tricking people.
Mm-hmm.
If we were to say, "I am interested in your life,"
Yeah.
we would have to partition it. I could not pretend that I have been interested because I haven't.
Right.
Right.
So you're saying
But if
now,
I say now, from now on,
I've chosen to be
I am
interested in your life.
interested.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you know what? Everyone knows you're a bit of an eccentric guy. I'm sure that they would understand that.
well, they get paid, don't they? I mean, they
Yeah.
keep coming back. It can't be that bad.
No, but I'm just saying that it's certainly a lot better once you get to know them. Like that time when we first met, we had bottomless brunch.
Yeah, right, exactly. And you see,
And you spoke at length about when it turned into lunch. It was kind of painful,
it
but
was
it was fun. We got to
11:30.
know each other, is my point.
Okay, I don't. When I go
And-
out, I'm less so nowadays, but I'm pretty serious about things. I'll go out and say, look, this is it. This is the whole day. This is the whole day. I won't do anything before 11 a.m. because that's not right. But after 11 a.m., if I start something, then it's happening until midnight. So you can call it a brunch if you want, but it becomes dinner.
Okay. Well, just to let you know, I can't stay here until midnight today because
No,
I
I'm
do
at
have
home
other
now.
meetings. Okay,
No.
fine.
This is the danger.
But yeah, I think maybe that might be a good idea. Is if you sort of did a video with some of these actors, ask them some questions about where they grew up, like what got them into acting, what their dreams are, and maybe give them a bit of mentoring, show off your skills as well as a director and an artist.
That would be very helpful.
Yeah.
Perhaps we could do a bit of it where before they've told me anything, I just predict their lives, like I predict everything that's happened to them.
It could be a good concept, but also remember keeping that fine balance between not dominating.
Okay, but it is fun because I do find people are really predictable. So you would say, I think this happened to you, you did this, and they probably just kind of go, yeah, oh yeah, he's right again, yeah, he's right again, yeah, he's right again. Which I understand isn't perfect for dialogue, but it is a neat party trick.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think you're blessed with some sort of supernatural powers? Do you think you're like an X-Men?
I would say I wouldn't rule it out because I'm not certain supernatural power exists. But if it did and it was given to 1,000 people in the world, which is quite a lot of people if you had them all in a room, I think I would be one of them.
Right. Good. Well, it's good to hear that your ego is still in check.
Yeah,
And
I think that's
you'll be glad to hear that I have a supernatural power for PR. So
two
let's
out
get
of
this.
two
Yeah,
out
look
of
at us.
1,000.
Of course.
That's tremendous. Yeah, I mean, who would imagine? It's like
Yes.
Paul McCartney and John Lennon meeting. I mean, just like an amazing coincidence that they would live so close to one another at the same time in history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
So
let's make this happen.
what are you doing, having brought up your amazing skill?
I introduced you to Troy, which you said was going very well. I'm reaching out.
Yeah, he's nice.
Okay. I'm reaching out to other social media stars, seeing what they've done. I'm looking into Facebook advertising for you, Instagram advertising, if you are willing, which actually works really, really well. And I've actually done a few trials, and I can show you the statistics of accounts reached and engagement and new followers. And I'm setting up meetings all the time with people. I'm helping you with this.
Well, I'm pleased. The thing about the Facebook, like the Facebook advertising, now this again is, maybe one of my little foibles that I'm sure you'll be happy to point out, but I just wonder if it is cheating. I mean, if you just end up sort of buying interest rather than waiting for it to happen.
I think what I will say is that if you believe that a video or a reel or a piece of content is good and it's already reaching certain levels.
We've got nearly 200.
And it's already reaching certain numbers, then it's not cheating to enhance it. If you think that something is crap and you're just choosing to enhance it,
I wouldn't put it out.
then exactly.
You'd never see it.
So this is the thing. It's
I
not
don't think
cheating.
I could make it.
It's just the whole concept of YouTube and social media is cheating in a way. And unfortunately, you do have to play the game sometimes. But your videos are high quality. The sound is good.
Yeah.
So already you've got that going for you, because you can try and boost something on Instagram and Facebook that is low quality. There's only so much they can do with that because it just doesn't go through the algorithm properly.
Yeah.
But your stuff ticks all the boxes.
Tick,
So
tick, tick.
so
Ding, ding, ding. Yeah.
so if you promote it, it's £24 over 6 days, for example, and it reaches loads more profiles, and so you can get more followers, more engagement. Voila.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think. Look, I'm not. I think I'm well known to be. I don't have a problem with capitalism. I don't have a problem. It's just, you could get a bit of kickback where people go, people didn't choose to go there. They were forced.
From who? I don't
something.
think that anyone cares. It's all about building momentum. People see that you're a brand, a business.
Yeah, I think as long as if those people do exist, I think it's problem you have is when you become a public figure, you have to kind of make nice. Now you see, in an ordinary setting, if somebody came to me and they were critical of what I was doing, I would really lay into them very hard, maybe physically. But when you're talking about just somebody online and you're trying to build a public profile, you can't really do that. You have to just kind of take it, which is really the only part of my reticence, that you've just got to take it from people and just not reply, because that's where you get into trouble. You start replying to these people who say, "Oh, you're cheating. Nobody really."
Yeah, but with all due respect, Andrew, I mean, if it would be great to get any comments at all, whether or not they are essentially trolling. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's try it.
Let's give it a whirl.
Yeah.
I'm excited about the future.
Me too.
Summer's coming, spring first, and when it's all said and done, those critical bastards will be sorry. They will wish they got on the bandwagon in a positive way from the first minute, and the fact that they haven't should, and I hope will, haunt them forever.
Okay. Just as a quick side note, have you ever killed anyone?
I wouldn't say on camera. All right, that'll do. That'll do, Joanne. That was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Now, I've got to say, look, this is for you.
Mm-hmm.
This is for you, because you're the one who emails me about this. Yeah, I know it. subscribe, and ring the bell. Yeah? I'm talking to viewers. Like this, because this exists. Like it, subscribe to it, and ring the bell, and you'll have a great time.
Ring the bell, what are you talking about?
YouTube bell.
Right.
The bell on YouTube. That way they know, because subscribing is a fucking waste of time.
Right, so notify. And also share it with people.
Oh yeah, didn't think of that. Share it with your friends, and your friends will think you're way cleverer than they used to think, because they go, oh, this is really fascinating content. This is really
snappy.
Yeah, it's really snappy content. So they'll love it, and they'll love you more. Yeah, and you want your friends to love you, right? Okay, that'll do.
Great.
Thanks. See ya.